Hello, it's me, Notepad Anon. Thank you very much, Spartan, for 8 months at Tier 1. Thank you very much for 8 whole months, yes. It's been 84 years. I'd also like to thank Siennomy, and I believe I said I am Corona the other day? Yes, and I would also like to thank I am Corona. Thank you all for following. We're at 315. We're making our way to 350. We are all rapidly aging. Today was a little bit weird, but weird days are weird, and that always happens. It's the nature of the beast. Let's see. What did happen? What did happen today? Let's see. I went to a place I've never been before. Well, I've been there once. I got one thing. I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing now. That was very good. And I had a coffee there, and they were really good, actually. Had an interview with a guy. We talked game design a little bit. We talked the YouTuber experience Requiem. The Hexen Academy video came out today, which people seem to like. Even the developer of the video actually liked, which I was very pleased about. I was a little bit worried about that. I do kind of rip into his fucking game a little bit. And then we have... then I played Monster Hunter for a while, and then I shaved. Yes, I shaved a little bit. For those who don't know, why are you streaming in the middle of the night? You're not making a LARP game about vampires. That's the secret, Draco. I'm always making a LARP game about vampires. The thing with me and with the Note Beard is that Note Beard comes in 3 stages. There is baby face, where I don't actually have a beard, and it is like, oh, look at him, or I have little scraggly beard. People legitimately will think I'm in my I think I'm like a teenager. I've been mistaken for being like 18 years old when I go to buy beer, and people actually do not know who I am. It is very funny. Then we have Real Adult Man, and Real Adult Man is the ideal state of being. It lasts, usually I can do it for about 2 months. 2 months before I get it, and it lasts about 4, maybe. 4, maybe 5 if I'm being lucky. I look like a real human being. Saying, I do not know either, Manly. This is also America. I've been legitimately mistaken. Hello, Manly. But, then there is Delirious Homeless Man Notepad. Now, Delirious Homeless Notepad looks like a crazed lunatic, with his scraggly ass beard. And it doesn't look very good, but it's very easy to take care of because I don't take care of it. I simply don't. I simply do not care. It's great. But yeah, no, I decided to shave, and to give you an idea of the current state of being, because we have Manly here, I kind of want to jump scare my mother, and to give you an idea of the current state of affairs of the beard, it's somewhat like this. I just kept the mustache. It looks. I need to finish it. I have to shave in 2 parts because I have a lot of fucking hair. So yeah, it's we're the fighting Cossacks, everybody. That's great. But let's get back to the actual nitty gritty. I got to hit that gritty. Fixed a little bit of combat, used a different chart here. Everything is in place. Basic concept. Hey, Oh, we've got a, I believe that's a manly. Yes, we've got a manly. Manly's gonna get shot immediately. So here you go. Here's a manly. Are you ready for him to get shot immediately? Giveaway subs again. Yes, we did have someone give away sub. I grow a pedo stash and get nothing else around there. The thing is, anything I grow is just scraggly and awful. Sub-giving stranger. But the basic idea, you will say, hey, GM, I want to make an attack at the right upper body. Okay, what are you doing? I'm making a swing at the upper right body. Cool. I'm gonna take your dice. You're gonna roll. Cool. You rolled a shit ton of successes. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes. Let's see they roll. They need to beat that. Now, you've spent stamina doing this. This is the main thing. You spent stamina. Well, let's say I want to block. I just have to spend my shield stamina. I'm gonna roll my 3. And come on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Defenders win. I would block it with my shield. This is what would happen. The weapon, I put my shield forward, and the shield eats all the damage. And then it would be my turn, and then I get to attack you. But let's say I countered. If I countered and I succeeded, if I countered and I failed, the defender would deal their damage to me. Oh no, going for the attack, he bats it away and bats me over the head, I'm dying. You can choose to dodge. The attacker is losing stamina equal to the number of my successes. So if I rolled a 5, you rolled a 5, I would still technically win, and you would lose something. Obviously there's parrying, or you can do nothing, which costs 0 stamina. 0 stamina is very useful. For no reason. It's these are maneuvers that you pretty much add on top of what you want to do. And it is saying, hey, I am going in for an attack, but I want it to be focused. If you're going in for a focused attack, you're going to get 2 successes right off the bat, but it's going to burn 4 additional stamina, which is a lot of stamina. That's stamina that you can be using, and they can obviously buy modifiers. They can burn their stamina to buy it off a little bit. So it's kind of like a counter move. It's like, I'm going to go in for the big hit here. You could flail, which you actually take a penalty to hit, but they don't actually know where they're going to be hitting. And finally, there is just, applying things like effort, applying things just to reduce their stamina. Like, hey, I don't even want to kill you. I want to hit you for my entire damage to reduce your stamina. Now, of course, strike back. If you ever strike the back of an enemy, you choose where you want to hit. You choose the exact location. But let's say I hit, and we were striking upper body. So, upper right body. So what would happen is I would take my D12. I got a 4. So I would hit you in the shoulder. That hurts. That hurts a lot. I've hit you in the shoulder, and I've dealt damage. Now, if we go down here, this is the dying in the grass section. Every single part of your body is going to be calculated based off your flesh and your bone. Now, this may initially seem, hey, this is going to be a bitch to count. This is going to be a bitch to manage. Your body parts aren't really going to change all that much, so you need to do this once. You need to calculate all of this one time, and that's really it. This isn't perfect. But let's say, again, I hit you in the shoulder. So I had to go find my shoulder. And I see right here. Technically, if I want to be really specific, I should do sending. I hit my even shoulder. I'm going to reduce it by my weapon onto your flesh. So let's say I'm using a ranged weapon. I'm using a flesh weapon, edge weapon. I hit you. It reduces it by your flesh. And then we go again. Easy. But a standard character with C's and everything is going to have 20 flesh. You can hit him pretty damn hard, and it might only leave a flesh wound. But on the other hand, if you stab someone in the hand, then that's going to be 2, because if stabbing anyone in the hand is going to pretty fuck it up pretty bad. Of course, we have organ charts. Of course, we have organ charts. Oh, goodness. Sanchez, give me something. Madeline will live for a few minutes. I can kill myself, but I'd rather not. So, bone. Bone can really only be broken reliably with... Bone can only really reliably be broken with with blunt weapons. But you can still hack at it. That's the thing. You can still hack at bone if you really want. And you're gonna break it eventually. But it's one of those things of, hey, what happens when my flesh reaches 0? It's disabled. Let's say for example, my elbow is disabled. I can't use that elbow or anything else really there. I fucking mangle your elbow and it's fucking bleeding half to death. Yeah, you can't really use your arm or your hand really. You're kind of just flailing there a little bit. I hit it and break your elbow? Yeah, have fun, asshole. It's super disabled. Your fucking elbow's broken. Of course, we've got face, which is going to lead to permanent disfigurement because you've gotten the flesh of your face ripped off. Groin is funny. You know, we got groin, obviously, and we've got gut. What do these mean? Organ chart C, organ chart B. So if we scroll down here, this is what it is. If you have mortal wounds, you reduce your breath by half at the end of the round. And if you ever hit 0, you're going to die. Everything rounds down, of course. So it's like, eventually, if you're at full stamina, you got a few rounds before, you kind of stagger and fall on the ground and die. You got a few rounds, so you need to end this shit fast. Not bouts, rounds. So you gotta wait so you want to kind of push yourself, being like, I'm mortally wounded, but I can still fight for about 2 more rounds. You're disfigured. You've just lost something like hey, you've lost a nose or any other kind of hideous injury. Hey, you're disabled. The disciple's body part has been disabled, going limp as they begin to bleed profusely. So, your thing is broken. If any flesh remains on a broken bone, you're actually going to deal D12 damage to it. And this is a critical wound. We'll get to that in the medical section. Roll in the organ chart, obviously. Hey, this has been shattered and reduced to nothing. This is a critical wound, and the body part is considered disabled. The best way to think about it is, I've got my hand out. You have hit my hand with a hammer, with a full-on mace, as hard as you physically can. My hand is mulch. There's nothing left of the hand. Yeah, snapped is only applied to the neck. Generally speaking, if you break your neck, you're going to die. Now, the organ charts. There are 3 organ charts. There is A, V, and C, roughly where in the body it is. So let's say, for example, I've hit you in the area and I've dealt organ. We'll roll on organ chart A. Where have I hit you? I've hit you in 6. I've hit you in the right lung. At the start of every round, because I've punctured your lung, you're gonna reduce stamina by 1d12, which is fucking horrible, by the way. That means you can do a lot less actions. You're staggering around and you're flailing around a little bit. It's bad. Hey, you get a mortal wound. Actually, I should say, Actually, no. Let's not do this. So, hey, you have a mortal wound and you're fucking bleeding, you're dying internally. Hey, you've got a liver wound. Now, mind you, if you see here, every organ effectively has two states of being. It's either going to be damaged or it's going to be destroyed. If it's damaged, it's worth half as much. If it's destroyed, it's worthless. So now immediately, you have a very interesting situation. Of course. Why is thigh so OP? The thigh, fun fact, is, if we go to where the thigh is... thigh is where the most amount of muscle you have actually is. That is actually a fairly important thing. What I actually should do is reduce the bone down a little. That is where the most amount of muscle, most amount of flesh, because it's also kind of your ass. Not gonna lie, it's kind of that entire area of just the amount of stuff in there. It digs into it. Yeah, it's hard to cut. It's hard to cut someone's leg off. Let's just say that. If I believe it would be the femur is actually the strongest, so it would technically be the calf would be. Because if I'm correct... No, I am correct. No, so yeah, this would be 3. That's also where your femur is. Because I always think the femur's down lower. And your femur is your strongest bone in the body. That is the strongest bone. I reckon getting stabbed in the ass is less dangerous than the thigh. Probably hard to hit the ass artery. I'm not really gonna, like, I should think about arteries and stuff, but I'm really... the thing that I'm kind of thinking about is, if you have managed to hit something like that, you probably are already at mortal wounds. That's kind of my justification there. Or you're already disabled. I could probably get really specific, being like, roll a d12, and if you hit, you might hit an artery in these situations, and then you just start bleeding profusely and die horrifically. Because then you would have to deal with the, let me see, you'd have to deal with the, all of these. Probably these two would be the big thing with your shoulder. And it's like, I could really go deep into that, or like, this is already incredibly detailed. So I'm a little bit hesitant to do that. Let's see. Wrath of Death. Anytime the disciple takes damage in a combat, they will reduce their breath equal to the wound they have sustained. They will reduce their breath equal to the wound they have sustained. When breath reaches, let's see, when breath reaches 0, they have gone unconscious. They've gone unconscious, and extreme danger of death. Extreme danger of death. A disciple who is dying. Will begin reducing. Actually, no. A disciple who is dying will begin 1d12 by 1d12 every round. Actually, yeah, at the start, I should say, at the start of every round, adding an additional. Actually, who is dying will begin reducing their anima by 1d12. at the start of every round, they will add 1d12. They will add 1d12. At the start of every round, they will add 1d12. They will add 1d12. 2d12 for round. 2d12. When their anima reaches 0, they have passed the mortal coil, and have entered the cycle of reincarnation. Then let's see, they've passed the mortal coil and have entered the cycle of reincarnation. Of course, this is referred to as the dead wound. This is referred to as the dead wound. Should the disciples have enough Orgone, they may attempt to save their fallen comrade by ripping them. Amrato's Amrato's slaves die when he decrees the breath of death. So this is how you actually for realsies die, is you are effectively you are killed. Then your anima, kind of like your secondary health bar, gets reduced. Hence why one of the, I reckon, it's one of those things where the this is where like the danger of like poisons and stuff come in, because things like magic and poison affects your anima directly. If you get blasted by a magic missile, your anima's being reduced. It's not necessarily you being reduced, it's your anima. So it's kind of like, hey, my actual life force is being compromised currently, not the fact that I've gotten my head ripped off. Should I buy the humble bundle of COC or to legally attain the PDFs? Kinda depends. Are you interested in COC? If you're like, yeah, I really like COC and I want more people to enjoy COC, then buy it. Nothing wrong with it. Wouldn't be surprised if it comes with all the Roll20 shit or all the other bonus shit that comes with it. If you just want to try it out and be like, see what it is, maybe attaining it. I never even thought about, see, here's the thing, I never even thought about grappling mechanics. Actually, you know what it would be? This is the horrifying thing. Technically grappling, we can put grappling in the weapon section. Because all grappling would be, this is the fucked thing. All grappling would be is you grabbing a location on their body with the intent of keeping hold of it. So if you grab their hands, you've grabbed their hands. If you've grabbed their shoulders, you've grabbed their shoulders. And you're just we can add in things like squeezing, pinching, or just holding. You know what? Fuck it. This is let's see, the overcomplicated, you know what we can do. We'll do it right here. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Let's see, if the slaves to dart, if the slaves to Wish to... filling their deep dark fantasy. Filling their deep dark fantasy. They will need to. They'll need to make an unarmed attack at a stab location. If successful, they have grabbed hold. They've grabbed hold of the target. Let's see. If successful, they have grabbed hold of the target. From there, they may pinch. They may do one of the following. Fill this deep dark fantasy. Slaves to Amrato wish to engage in a deep dark fantasy. Sorry, the Gachimuchi wrestling RPG may not be happening right now, but it'll always be in our hearts. Even though I already wrote a Gachimuchi wrestling RPG, I wrote 2 of them. Let's see. Let's see. The disciple pinches down on the target, dealing flesh damage. Then we would do God, this is going to be incredibly autistic, but we need to do Dwarf Fortress Wrestle Guide. Tell me more about wrestling. Takedowns. Holding Let's see, this would be hold, throw. Let's see, so let's think. This would be dislocate is a good one. Let's see, grabbing body parts. True testicular torsion gaming has never been attempted before. You can replace all broken both. Actually, Actually, no, we can jack that up. This is going to be huge stamina expenditure. Bone. Both make opposed body versus actually, it would be body / combat arts versus body / combat arts, because you can use your body for this, not just your combat arts. If successful. Let's see, the disciple uses a free hand to jab a weapon into the target. Let's see, we'll jab a weapon into the target. The disciple will choose the hit location. Choose the hit location of in their stab zone. Technically, if you want to be really horrible, technically speaking, with this combat system, you could grab someone's balls. You could literally grab their balls and rip their balls off. That is a valid tactic in this game currently. That is a valid tactic, because flesh on your groin is incredibly small, by the way. So, if you want to be a real hero, grab their balls and tear their balls off. Because the problem is, if you tear their balls off, it's a mortal wound, as you have ripped their balls off. Have no fear. I mean, I guess, historically accurate. Can you use bone marrow? Can you harvest bone marrow? Effectively, what I'm going to do is, like, if you do kill someone and all the organs are completely fucked up, you can still boil the bone marrow and get a little. You can still boil bones. It's not very efficient in the slightest. But as long as there's a few bones left, there you can most likely get something out of a body. But the bone marrow one is incredibly taxing and just takes a long time. The best way to think about it is, organs can get done in an hour. Bone marrow stuff is going to take like 6 hours. It's like, to get roughly maybe the same amount. It's like, it's not really worth it. But if you're kind of hanging out in a place for a while, well, let's see. What other horrible things can we do to WrestleMania? Actually, because remember, you go unconscious when you hit 0. You can technically stop early. You can pull a Shinji, everybody. If you really want to, you can pull a Shinji and just choke out someone. Finally, we can tumble down, because it's all tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down. Hista. This, there we go. There we go. Wrestling in the Age of Amrato. There we are. So yeah, congratulations. How do you lose most bones? Either someone is hacking at you or someone is using a blunt instrument. That's kind of the idea. If someone is using like a hammer, the hammer is going to make sure you do not have bones. Like that's the problem. That's the ultimate technique, you could say, is they're going to make sure that you no longer have bones. As you can see here by head, if we go to the actually we go to skull. If your bone is reduced to 0 on your skull, it's snapped. You're dead. Because they have quite literally dug a hammer into your brain and broke your skull. There are skull fragments in your brain currently, and you are going to die. You can still be brought back to life. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be fun. Actually, I should say edge weapons. Yeah, probably the worst is having a mortal wound. There we go. Mortal wounds are bad. Critical wounds are different. I'm pretty much going to be ranking the wounds for the medical system because it's how I want the medical system to be. Is like, hey, you kind of got to triage this guy. It's not about being able to treat them. It's about how fast you can. Yeah, disabled, broken, shattered. And I do like the. I don't think it would be called indirect bonitis. So no head. The thing is, if you grab the head, if you honest to God want to grab the head, all you do is start gouging. Do flesh damage to it, because you are digging your thumbs into his eye sockets. You can disfigure him permanently. Disfigure a motherfucker. Rip his eyes out. Gouge his eyes out. When in doubt, use the stab action. Get a small knife, grab onto someone, get a knife, and stab it into his eye socket. Just bum, 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 bum. He's going to die. Because he's going to hit mortal wounds, and every time you hit him now, he's going to get more mortal wounds. Yeah, you can kill someone in like 5 seconds, because the second they hit 0 breath, they're dead. It is entirely possible, though, I've realized, to die to death spasm in this game. Someone could have taken a lethal wound. Let's say, for example, let's say your groin. You've been disemboweled, effectively. You're going to die at the end of the round. You're dying. It's over. Your everything that is down there is coming out. That's the end of the round, not the bout. Rush up to the first person you see, go full ham on them, and try to kill them. Because if you drag your knife into them, they're going to die too. Remember, it's not about living. It's about making sure they die. Let's see. Especially if you have... Here's the thing. If you have the weird confidence in your friends to bring you back to life if you do die, the combat assessment really changes. Because all of these other people, they don't want to die. Because dying sucks. You can come back to life. They can bring your ass back. And there's no limit to it, and that's what I want to happen. As I want there to be, like, there's no technical limit, there's no, like, severe repercussion than coming back to life. There isn't. The only problem is you are ripped from the cycle of reincarnation, and you've probably, and it's just a weird, surreal experience of dying and coming back to life. But now, hey, guess what? He's bleeding to death over there, and you can finish him off. What's he gonna do about it? Cry? What are you gonna do? Cry? So it is an OSR game now. Let's see. Don't you know I was always making an OSR game? See, all I need to do now, this is the thing. Here's the things Notepad add-on wants to do sheet. I've got a lot of games on here. I do, however, I do think I have I do have another OSR game on here. Luckily, I do have the other OSR game in my idea. Let's see. Kino Master Throw Autism. Let's see. Where was the one that I had that was perfect? And don't worry, Kyo. I will be finding you, and you're gonna be. Yes. All right. Here we go. The radical game about skateboarding and stuff. We accidentally made through pure memes and dreams. I had to reset everything because Google got shitty again, so I got logged out of everything. What we can do, Kyo, you don't understand. We've made the perfect game. You may not like the perfect art. You may not like the perfect game. However, the Tony Hawk Extreme OSR game, where every class is just a skateboard. Yeah, it's just an OSR game, except you're just yeah, it's just an OSR game, but everyone's just skateboarding. And that's going to be the entire gimmick, is that everyone's skateboarding. It's just summon skate mechanics. I'm just going around, except the paladin's trying to fucking hit you with a fucking skateboard. There's going to be no explanation for it. There's going to be no context. It's going to be a deadly serious OSR game, except everyone's skateboarding. It will be truly keynotes. Your spells are kickflips. Angel Summoner and Skateboarder. Yeah, it's going to be that. Except Angel Summoner's gonna suck because he can't skateboard around you. Your spells are kickflips. That's effectively one of the ideas I was thinking about doing, using Summon Skate's idea a little bit there. Being like, you literally have to hit the correct areas to do things. Like, hey, you want to be a rogue and attempt to steal action? Better grind on that fucking rail. Oh, hey, wizard, do you want to cast Fireball? There's a fucking half pipe. Swords and boards! That's fucking amazing! Oh, that's a great fucking name! I love that. That's a great fucking name. But yeah, no, you get the idea. Fucking tech decks. Hell yeah, man. Fucking tech decks. But yeah, no, you get the idea. You see the genius of this idea. It's perfect. There is nothing wrong with this idea. But I'm like, I need to have like the perfect way of doing it. That's the problem. The other one, Princess Knight. Princess Knight is actually a game that has been made already. Let's see if I can find it. I gotta log into itch.io. Damn, that sucks. I gotta log into itch.io. Fuck. Let me log into fucking itch.io. You gotta use the stupid authenticator. Yeah, everyone, I'm using my authenticator app. See, this is the other major problem anytime I shave, is that anytime I shave, the wonderful world of just a lot of fucking hair gets everywhere. There's no, like, good way of fixing it either. I just have a lot of fucking hair. Maybe that's why all the gay men love me. You know, I appeal to that bare fantasy. Because I am in fact a deep, dark fantasy, as one knows. Come on. Come on, Mr. Phone. Good job, Mr. Phone. Yeah, I've realized over time my phone is also at the end of its lifespan, unfortunately. And anything that nears the end of its lifespan is always a hectic time. But yeah, this is Eno Guilt. I already wrote this. I technically have already written Princess Knight. It's just going to be Eno Guilt. Also, let's see. I got followed by someone, and someone actually bought Relic Frontier. I don't know why they didn't take the free version. Why would you buy it? It's free. It's not good. Don't buy this. God, I forgot how much fucking games I have on there. I should get rid of some of these though. Did I actually ever end up uploading? See, I need to fix up Stigmata. I need to fix up this one very badly. This is a fucking horrible game. Not necessarily horrible, but just like the way that it is very, very strange. Yeah, I would like to fix that one, but I need to go into it one of these days. Princess Knight Animu by Tezuka. I don't know that one. Feel free to send it to me though. Fixing hair issue. I cut it with scissors first with long. Yeah, no, I don't think, man, I don't think you quite understand. The first thing I have to do is cut everything with scissors. Then when I actually get it down to a manageable level, then I start shaving it. It takes me about an hour to actually try to like get everything off, because it is a fucking nightmare. Well then that's a fucking issue. I know it's law. Yeah, that's why, again, stage 3 of the beard is a delirious homeless notepad. There is nothing productive about delirious homeless notepad. He is a delirious homeless man. people get worried about me, and they're like, "Hey man, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm feeling poggers." Do the kids still say poggers? That's still a thing. Let's see. Amrato, the corpse god who sits upon the throne of the Sarah, one thought always. He was a healer of he was a healer, a famed. Would-be hero, Heroes of the Ascension War, Heroes of the Ascension War, Famed Kings and Queens, what? Unending. Upon his table Sotan did lay, fixed and fixed again after his unending war against the chaos beings. After one encounter, left Sotan mangled and broken. Amrato granted him lenience. Sanctuary, granted him sanctuary. Risk his life. Granted him sanctuary and demanded he no longer risk his life. Latan, being hot-headed and unable to be told no, slew Amrato in a fit of childish rage. Both would ascend to godhood, but neither able to claim a castle to manifest. Both would ascend to godhood, but neither be able to claim a castle to manifest. Amrato's servants are now a let's see. Our mixed blessing of healer and killer. Bringing the blessing of life and death upon the Yakula, its people and its people for the grim price of the very body of the body. For the grim price of body and blood, to repair that body and blood. Sets being a minimum number, you have to roll over, so the craft is... Oh goodness, a lot of people are here all of a sudden. You're getting distracted by sword and board. I always thought fun thematic dice were the combo breaker. Let's see. What kind of dice would we be going for? D8s, maybe. I'm kind of getting cruelty scots from this game, the whole forced organ donor deal. Agent, I need you to steal those lungs from fuck me gladiator, dude. I mean, yeah, it's originally you kind of gotta think like the premise itself is already a little bit like, hey, like, let's be honest with ourselves, it's a little bit of a weird premise. There's a reason it became what it was, and how easy it would be very easy for me to turn this premise into a I can't believe it's not Cruelty Squad. It'd be very easy for me to do that. But I chose not to because I'm like, I want to kind of do something different. And I already kind of did a cyberpunk game. So I decided to make it weird fantasy, weird ass fantasy, and of course we also have just fucking pathologic. I'm sorry, Manly, but it happened again. I made pathologic again. I don't know how it keeps happening. Earlier than medieval. To kind of give you an idea, Anon by choice is the slaves to Amrato, who you are, the disciples, are effectively the in a world of Trojans and of kind of like bronze into a little bit of the Iron Age, kind of there. Think Glorantha. You are effectively a trained, actual, real physician. That's the problem. You are a real, actual, trained physician in a world where they don't quite understand basic hygiene. Like that's just not a thing. And it's like, yeah, you have gladiators, you know, like fighting in an arena, and you also have a guy who was like, yeah, we kind of want to resurrect, you know, a god who wants to kill all of reality. Maybe. We don't really know yet. He doesn't talk to us very much. The kind of the intention of the Notepad unified fantasy setting, currently going by Thetos, is a vaguely bronzic Iron Age fantasy weird ass fuck setting. Bronzic isn't a word, but it's bronzic is a word now. And kind of the idea what I want to do with these is just have a number of like settings I can just very easily take and place somewhere else. Because this is just one little area of Thetos, and if I make another game for a fantasy game later on, I could use Thetos and some of the basic concepts of it, and just use it there. Where is it? It's far away from Yakula, obviously, but it's kind of doing its own thing. Titos, more like testes. Yeah, Thetos actually, fun fact. Where's the Gachi Buchi setting? I'll have you know, I was about 5 seconds away from using the setting for fucking Gachi Buchi Nirvana Seekers. But Thetos is an actual name of a setting I came up with before. It's a very old setting name too. So if you could figure out what it is, I'll give you a hint. It's a terrible fucking name because of that. You get nothing, but you'll get the smug satisfaction of knowing. I need to fix the Gachi Muchi. I need to fix Gachi Muchi Nirvana Seekers. I vaguely know how to fix Gachi Muchi Super Smashers. And once I finish Angel 69, I've been meaning to finish Angel 69 for fucking ever. It's been a year and a half at this point. We will work on Gachimuchi Cyberpunks. I believe that's what it is. I believe that is the actual name, is Cybercocks. And there was actually a reason I called it Cox. Because outside of being funny, yeah, Gachimuchi Cyberpunk, which was combat optimized cyberkinetic systems. Yeah. Hey man, your Cox is looking pretty good. Yeah, man, your cock's looking pretty good too. Hey. There's nothing gay about it anymore. Yeah, it's quiet part out loud. Where's the gotcha? Quiet part out loud. Damn straight. It's I got a few games that I've been wanting to. There's a few games I want to make that just haven't really gone anywhere. Currently, the ones in development right this second would be these ones. Would be those two. Technically, we don't need to do this one anymore. Where? technically, this game is up, but it's not really up. It's a very strange scenario there. Yeah, I got a few different games that are kind of up in the rafters, you could say. Probably the of course, I would like to make more war games and skirmish games, but people don't like those as much. Who could have known? But yeah, those just don't get chosen in the voting very much. Let's see. Let's see. Every wound sustained is classified in one of 4 tiers. Also, in case you're wondering why I keep using the same charts everywhere, because it's easy and aren't broken. So, basic wounds are minor wounds. Tier 1. And prone to infection if untreated. Let's see. For battle, nothing. Let's see, nothing fatal, but painful and prone to infection if untreated. Critical, mortal, dead. Actually, it would be fatal. Clean my screen up. This. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. Hey, broke, throw more tax paper money at us. That's what I'm saying. Osgoth sounds familiar. Fucking Legacy of Kain. Legacy of Kain. See, here's the thing. My first actual real introduction to Legacy of Kain was Nosgoth. You know, and I actually really liked Nosgoth. That's the thing. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I had fun playing Nosgoth, damn it. It was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with my friends playing it, and there was actually always things that you could do. And there were... Oh, the thing is, it was one of those things, like, we knew it wasn't a great game, but we knew it was fun, and we had fun with it. And they're like, oh, we're doing a really good vampire round, or oh no, these guys seem really bad as vampires, we might be able to eke out a win as a hunter. Let's see, critical, worsening, let's see. The patient is dead. Each tier. Whoa. Let's see. Each tier indicates the difficulty. Of treating. Let's see. Each tier indicates the difficulty of treating. Actually, each tier indicates. Let's see. Each tier may be attempted to be treated, except fatal. You can even call this tier X. Except fatal. Each wound, each tier may be attempted to be treated, except fatal. When the tier indicates the difficulty, the disciple will need to succeed at to stabilize the wound. Stabilize the wound. Stabilize the wound. Once stabilized, the wound cannot worsen. The wound cannot worsen, but they will need. Let's see. Who actually know? Once stabilized, the patient, won't grow worse immediately, but further treatment will be needed. Claiming their life. Indicates difficulty the disciple will need. The difficulty to stabilize the wound. Once stabilized, the wound won't grow worse immediately. Further treatment will be needed to prevent the wound from claiming their life. Okay, basic premise. Hey, you've got standard injuries after a battle. You've got a critical injury. You need 2 successes to actually, patch this up. This is not good. Hey, your kidney's damaged. You can get fixed up. Amrato can fix you up. You're a trained actual doctor. That's not lethal. This is a problem. You have a mortal wound. Actually, Do we add a different difficulty? That seems a little bit easy. Actually, everyone is classified. Ret 1, 2, 4. So you need 4 successes. So even an Iron Hands with 1 die can technically no, you wouldn't be able to. It'd be 12v4. You can only score 3 successes. An Iron Hands cannot save you from a mortal wound. But a full-on trained doctor, a trained illuminated eye who rolls 4 medical die, is going to be able to roll their dice and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and get seven successes to treat your ass. All right, so. Why don't we do... Why don't we do that, and then we do heading 3. We do heading 3, and then we do, Station is dead. Yay, you have to clean it up. Boo. I dislike the words you've written. Notepad, do it. Samsura nuzzlers. Station is dead. Yay. See the medical process. Let's see. Medical treatment is similar to bouts and rounds, where a disciple. Let's see. Medical treatment is similar to bouts and rounds, where a disciple is pulled in directions to treat the injured. Let's see, medical treatment during a medical. Let's see, during a medical treatment. During a medical treatment, every action is measured in different directions to treat the injured. Actually, every bout is composed of the disciple making a medical arts check with the intent of treating allies or others. They will make a first goal is to stabilize This looks like dog shit, but don't worry. Let's see. The first goal is stabilize the wound, from preventing it from worsening. Wounds are given a threat based on their severity. There we go. Threat. Each tier must be attempted to be So the first goal is to stabilize the wound. Stabilizing a wound will prevent the injury, will prevent the wound from growing worse. Each disciple may attempt one of the actually during this bout, the disciples may attempt to stabilize as many wounds as they can. Let's see, stabilize as many wounds as they can. Let's see, stabilize as many wounds as they can. For further treatment. After stabilizing. After stabilizing wound, they have the option of performing treatment. During treatment, the treatment takes the threat time. Treatment is an extended check equal to threat times 4. Actually, no, threat times 3. Treatment is equal to an extended check, so that would be 12. 12 wouldn't actually, no, we'll do threat times 5. Actually, no, we'll do... Let's see. Equal to the threat multiplied by a variety of... by a variety of factors, which we'll do a note. So we've stabilized person. They are not going to get worse. You cannot treat a wound that is not stabilized. Actually, if a critical or mortal wound is unable to be stabilized, it will worsen. It will worsen for the next round. It will worsen for the next round. Increasing its threat by +1. If a critical wound reaches 4, it becomes a mortal wound. If a mortal wound becomes 6, it becomes a fatal wound. Effectively, you got 2 rounds. Actually, if we want, we can do let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, actually, we can do 6. It'll be 2 rounds. Reaches 4, it becomes if a mortal wound reaches 6, actually, we can it becomes a fatal wound. Actually, no, we can do 7. Effectively, the idea is you have a mortal wound. This thing is going to kill you. You are rapidly trying to treat it. You fail to treat it. It has now become harder to treat it. You must now stabilize it. How are you going to stabilize it? You're throwing as many successes as you can, but hey, we failed this first time. We failed the second time. We failed a third time. And suddenly they're just dead. They're dead on the table. It's like, yeah, we couldn't save this person because fuck. And mind you, you can have multiple fatal mortal wounds. Because remember, mortal wound and a mortal wound. You just die. Gain a mortal wound. Gain a mortal wound. Mortal wound. You could have 3 mortal wounds that are all getting worse and that you're all trying to treat, trying to stabilize them. 1d4, roll under 0, take over 20, add a d20 together. Use a single d8 for positive, negative fire, then use d6 ninja to determine success. Why do you do this to yourselves? Why do you continue to dev the D40 system? It is pain. Multiplied by a variety of factors. This we do. This we do. See, we do this. Factor. Multiplication. Multiple. Description. Factor. Etymology of hospital. Not hospitality, hospital. Hospitalis, hospital, host, Let's see. Ancient, tell me more about hospitals. Is in a dirty place. Don't be in a dirty place when you're trying to get your, like, hey, I'm trying to get treated for, you know, horrible injuries. Can I please not die? But monsieur, I do not wish to die. I wish to live. I mean, like, no. Let's see. So you're in a clinic. You're in a dirty location. Actually, no. We can just call this location instead of just factor. We can just call it a location. The treatment multiplied. Let's see. You're in a clinic, so it's like you are in a clinic or other in another institution, outfitted medical area. Hospita. Spita. Spita. Let's see. This is 0.5 actually. Multiple. It would be it'd be half whatever it is. So it's effectively like a free treatment. Like minor wounds aren't really going to get any worse. That's kind of the idea. But you should still treat them. Because we're looking at the center system. We were always looking at the center system, baby. It's the greatest game system known to human history. Where would be another? So it's, you're kind of in a clinic, you're in a dirty location, you're in a hospital. Where would be like an ideal place? Actually, there we go. Let's call it hospital with proper care. So you want to end up in a blood... So the ideal place to actually get treated is a blood cult hospital. Hey, welcome to... welcome to the literal fucking death cults place. We're gonna take care of you because that's what we're literally supposed to do. God wants us to treat you because that's what... threat multiplied. Stabilizing wound and performing treatment. Treatment is extended checking threat multiplied by the current location of the treatment. Treatment can be attempted, let's see, can be attempted every round, let's see, every round, but during treatment, let's see, but during treatment, treatment can be attempted every round. But during treatment, let's see, the patient will need to roll, we'll need to roll 1d, actually, no, how do we want to, effectively, what I want to do here is like, hey, you need to make a roll every single round, at the end of every single round, because you are in treatment and you are not in a place of, you're actually, I know what we can do. We can be, actually, but during treatment, the patient will roll 1d, we'll actually know what we can do. Ha 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 ha, I know what to do. During treatment, the patient will be treated as if they are dying. They will reduce. By 1d12 at the start of every round. At the start of every round, if they reach 0 anima, at the start of every round, unlike dying, the patient is in relatively good hands, and they do not add the additional d12 every round. Should the patient reach 0 anima before treatment concludes, let's see, should the patient reach 0 anima before treatment concludes, they have perished on the operating table. They have perished due to their wounds. Let's see, no, we want to do the, fuck, how do I want to word it? Actually, let's see, may attempt to resuscitate the now dead patient. With a difficulty for with a complicated medical arts check for their turn for the entire round. If successful, they are brought back with 1d12 plus successes, plus XX successes, and anima. Brought back with Every subsequent death on the table, death on the table, death on the table increases this medical arts check, check by +1, by +1. If the patient if the disciple fails the patient is lost. A safer and often more productive method is to transport the patient. Safer and more productive method is to transport the patient to a better location for treatment. Let's stabilize. They were able to move, and they were able to move with varying level of assistance. But we'll make a body check. We'll make a. We'll make a. To prevent the wound from opening back up. Let's see, body check every day to avoid the wound opening back up. The difficulty of the check increases by +1 for every day. +1 each day. It increases by +1 each day. Until the wound is successfully treated. So yeah, you're on a timer. For every player of the Flash game, you have to do surgery with random things. I have not actually. Commit real time and money to make a center system a thing with the disgusting wonky dice required. Perished on perished due to the wound. Perished on perished? Oh. I've died. So yeah, it's like when in doubt, just fucking move them. They're stabilized, they're fine. Don't let them open up again, because we can close them again. We can fix you up again, but we might not be able to, or you might not be in a good place. And that check is going to get harder every day until we fuck up. Like, you're just going to end up, like, just failing it too much. Like, you're just going to be fucking dead. And we're going to have to put you back on the table, or your wound's going to open up in a bad place. It's like, hey, this is a bad place for you to be. Minor wounds. .5. It should be 2.5. No, we are not gunning down Manly every time. Look, he's wearing armor this time. Look at him. He's wearing armor. There's actually a story with this armor, actually, with this. So I was looking up, like, Bronze Age armor. There he is. Goodbye, Manly. This is the armor I based it off of. It was a Mycenaean armor. Didn't come out perfect. Thus, Manly has been shot yet again. It's like I don't know how it keeps getting away with it. Manly has not survived a full stream for Somata. Man. See, I'm waiting for someone to realize that they can actually buy Gun Down Manly before they buy Manly to protect him. So a protected Manly is 9.5k. I've upgraded protecting Manly by upgrading the cost to kill him. Woohoo! Do you need to revive Manly? Just keep shooting him and bringing him back every time. Game's so lethal. People killed Cyborg Manly. Hey, we've already made a Bob Manly, so let's see. We want to do actually no. After treatment is successful. A life has been saved. Let's see. Treatment is successful. A life has been saved. Another day in Yakula. Actually, the sun continues to shine. Let's see. Treatment is successful. A life has been saved. The sun continues to shine on Yakula. And another soul can enjoy it. It can enjoy it a day longer, another day longer. This does not fix them. Recovery can now begin. Let's see. Yeah, recovery can now begin. Recovery is the process of regaining disciples' breath and anima. Let's see, is the process of regaining the disciples' breath and anima. Breath and anima. Breath represents the life force of the represents the bodily life force that the disciple has. Recovering breath takes recovery's process of regaining the disciple's breath and anima. This is from land to land. Breath recovers at a rate of 1d12 or 1d12 every week. Close run-ins, close encounter with death makes living all the more sweet. Let's see, every week, a close encounter with death makes living all the more sweet. But it drains. Plenty of time for their body to fully recover. After their breath is fully restored. Let's see. After their breath is fully restored, the bandages may come off. Let's see. The bandages may come off. They wish, and they may. Bravery or foolishness. Anima is a anima. Rejoin the reincarnation cycle. Cycle is a harrowing experience. And let's see, only times faith and rest can truly fix such a person. When resting, every week, the disciple recovers 1d3 anima. Every week, the disciple recovers 1d3 anima if they are 1d3 anima. This increases to 1d12 anima if they are in a blood cult compound or hospita. This increases to a blood cult compound, to a blood cult compound, or actually, I'm going to say compound. Would you say home? I guess compound would be correct, or hospita. See, the idea here is like, your breath is going to constantly come back pretty quickly, but if you run into like a mage or something, it's going to take a fucking while for you to recover. You need to go back to a place and act like rest. You are fucked up. But you will always have a home at a hospita or a compound. That's kind of the idea. It's like, hey, it takes time, but you can get fixed up pretty quickly there. And of course, if you're at a hospita, your body's probably going to get fixed up as well. Because that's the entire point. Like, you want to be there to fix yourself up. Let's see, certain drugs, food, and even less noble affairs would increase anima by for indulging in them. There we go, less noble affairs. Effectively, if you buy a whore, you can, as long as you are taking your mind off almost dying, you're going to be fine. You want to eat things that are going to make you feel better and feel fuller. On the other hand, that shit's expensive. You want to take a pill to actually make sure that your soul comes back? Yeah, you can. It takes, like, it's gonna be fucking expensive, but you can. Or it's like, yeah, just relax. That's the big thing. You need to relax. Well, hold works pretty well. Because the thing is, like, the blood cults kind of operate out of a variety of different places. Because you can find, like, a blood cult hospita in a city. There is a legitimate place in a city where probably a blood cult hangs out. And everyone knows that because that's the doctor's office. Oh no, my gladiator lost his fucking fingers. Can you please fix him? Yeah, of course we can. Oh no, my son is sick. Can you please treat him? Yeah, of course we can. What do you want? Him. Give us. Like, yeah, like, fuck. How do you think these guys recruit? Like, this is just a cult that exists, and people are like, yes, this is a thing that exists, and we must accept it. They're fine, but this is also the setting where the god of fucking slavery exists, and he, like, the one thing that I don't know why I made it this way, but I think it's somewhat entertaining to think about is the actual god of slavery. Is manifested. He's the king of Ponopolo, one of the big cities. The literal actual god of just dominion, of slavery, and of wealth and all that shit. He exists as a real person that you can speak to. If you get an audience with him, you can meet a god. And he's gonna say, hey, what's up, guys? What's poppin'? Being like, hey, we heard someone got sick. He's like, yeah, fix him. And I'll pay you. What are you gonna pay us in? I don't know. Maybe fucking money? Oh, wow, look. Wacky how that works. I'm a fucking god. Like, yeah, gods just exist and we should just have to accept that. And they're just like, yes, this is completely normal that a god is here and now must deal with it. We want to do, this is going to be kind of a weird. If Khaldun wishes to bring a unique spice to treatment and medical procedures. Procedures, they have the option of including infections. Anytime a patient, anytime a disciple during treatment rolls a 1 in any circumstance, they will have a chance of infection. They will have a chance of infection. An infection, if an area, if a limb, if something, if infected. Khaldun will roll a 1d12. We'll roll a 1d12, and if it is odd, no infection. If it is even, then an infection has gripped the wound. Then an infection has gripped the wound. Infection. Actually, I will say, how long does it take? How long does it take for a infection to start? 2 to 14 days. Infections begin 1d12 days after they have been infected. Infected, cutting breath and anima by half. Every day forward. The infection grows worse. The infection grows worse. Grows worth. Dealing 1d6 breath and anima damage. If the infected, let's see, if the infected are in a hospita or hospita, clinic or lounge. Actually, I have to say, actually, in a hospita or lounge, they may attempt a body. Medical arts. Check at target number at difficulty 5, at difficulty 4 to. I should say, or body or medical arts. Check at difficulty 4. If it fails, it gets worse. A foolproof treatment is. The foolproof treatment is cutting the infected limb off. Let's see, infected organs. Let's see, infected organs count as half as much Orgone during the harvest. But maybe converted into. There we go. Finally, a game letting me die of sepsis. Yeah, so effectively the concept here is at any point you roll a 1 during treatment or during treatment or reopening a wound, rolls 1. And in any circumstance, it's like in any circumstance, they'll have a chance of infection, kind of done. So it's kind of the idea of this as being an infection is like that, oh fuck you kind of thing. Like, oh, I'm infected, I have something bad. And it's also one of the things like, hey, we kind of want to treat all these minor injuries, kind of being like, yeah, we get these. If they're untreated, they're gonna get infected. Actually, what I should do, addition. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, what do you prioritize though? It's like, maybe, who knows? Maybe we don't know. Done. What else am I missing? What else am I missing? What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something from this medical system. Stabilize the wound. We then perform treatment. Then we undergo recovery, and then you're gonna be fine. You don't want to be in a fight. Fighting sucks. Even minor wounds, it's like, yeah, let's roll medical arts and keeps everyone alive. You don't want to be in a bad situation because that sucks and you're going to die. Dying is painful. That reminds me. Here's what we can add. Our skilled healers, so skilled that even clumsy, so skilled that the surgeon's knife they have on them, can easily take a life. During stabilizing or treatment. During treatment. Someone may choose to kill the target kill the patient immediately. Those blood cultists are trained. You're professional. Let's see, under keen observation. There we go. Feels like I'm missing something. Warrior's amputation. If the bone and flesh of a area is completely ruined and reached zero, most likely the area is unsalvageable and will forever be useless rather than suffer the embarrassment of being crippled or lame. Many clansmen, tribesmen, and even many clansmen and tribesmen, prefer actually tribesmen, clansmen, clansmen and tribesmen prefer the warrior's amputation. Effectively, it's more honorable to have lost a limb in combat than to be lame with one. And to be taking off any limb would be a threat. Would be a threat 3. Would be a threat 2. Threat 2 wound. Taking off any limb would be a threat 2 wound. Effectively, it's like it's just more honorable. We'll add the final little side note here. A lot of little side notes that probably can be their own thing, but it's like, yeah, I find this fine. Doctor and Norris. Each patient, if Caladun wishes, each patient may have a total of 2 doctors. Working on them at any time. Caladun wishes each patient may have a total of 2 doctors working on them at any time. If there are more people willing to assist in stabilizing or treating them, they will need. If there's any more people willing to assist in stabilizing or treating them, they will. As a nurse, a nurse will assist either of the doctors of their choice. Either doctor will assist either doctor with their check, but can only. Let's see. Can either assist? Let's see. Will assist either doctor with their check. There we go. Instead of contributing normally, it's kind of the idea there. It's just like if you want it to feel a little bit more tactical. It also lets people, hey, I'm playing an Iron Hands who has 1 medical. You're not going to be really useful for anyone. When you treat, you have just a higher chance of like not rolling anything useful. So it's like, hey, instead of doing that, I can act as your nurse. Which is to say, I'm going to act as a way to just hand you things that you need that you're asking for in world. That's what would be happening. But on the other hand, I'm just giving you a free success. That's all it is. You just get a free success. Whoever, and it lets people at least feel like they're doing more than just, sorry, you just chose the not medical person, therefore you cannot do anything. the thing is you have to choose one doctor. So it's kind of like, who do you choose? Who's being treated? Bunch of different things. Actually, I should say. Only one nurse may assist any doctor at a time. There we go. Okay. I like this. This works. This works. We're going to have to... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. So, we finish this. We're going to do the harvest in Orgone. So, if we do it... We might do something this weekend. We might not. I don't know. It's a little late, so I'm going to call it here, though. Next week, we will be able to finish this. Probably over the weekend, I will just sit down and write all the bullshit lore. It's going to be great. Probably start on the premise behind... Mumu just went live, of course. But yeah, generally speaking, it should be easy enough. Hopefully next week we finish it. I expect maybe 2 more episodes if I get shit done. Maybe 3 if I don't. It do be that way sometimes though. Thank you all for watching. Godspeed, good luck, and have a wonderful rest of your day.